Lucas Pouille upset Borna Coric in 4 sets by the scoreline of 6-7, 4-7, 6, 4-7, 5-7, 6, 7-2, after 3 hours and 15 minutes to reach the quarter-final at the Australian Open in Melbourne. Pouille set up a quarter-final against Canadian player Milos Raonic, who beat Alexander Zverev 6-1, 6-1, 7-6, 7-5. The Frenchman has not won a single set in his 3 head-to-head matches against Raonic. Coric broke serve in the first game of the opening set, but Pouille pulled back the break in the 4th game to draw level to 2-2. Both players held serve in the next games to set up a tie-break. Coric converted the first of his 2 set points at 6-4 in the tie-break with his 9th ace to close out the first set. Pouille got the only break in the 7th game of the second set to draw level to 1 set apiece after Coric made his 4th double fault the match and a forehand error. Both players held their serve in the first 10 games of the 3rd set. Coric went down 0-40 on serve in the 11th game, but he managed to save the first 2 break points. Pouille converted his 3rd opportunity with a forehand winner to seal the 3rd set 7-5. Pouille got an immediate break in the first game of the 4th set. Coric converted his 4th break-back point chance at deuce to draw level to 4-4, setting up a second tie-break. Pouille sealed the win on his first match point when Coric made his 55th unforced error of the match. Pouille fired 57 winners and won 66% of his second serve points. Lucas Pouille has become the 13th French player to reach the quarter-final at the Australian Open and the first since Jo-Wilfried Tsonga in 2017. The Frenchman reached the 3rd quarter-final at Grand Slam level in his career after Wimbledon and the US Open in 2016. Pouille lost in the first round for the 5th consecutive year at the 2018 edition of the Australian Open and won his 5th title in Montpellier against his compatriot Richard Gasquet after saving 2 match points in the semi-final against Jo-Wilfried Tsonga. Pouille reached a career high of world number 10 after advancing to his 3rd ATP Tour level final in Dubai, where he lost against Roberto Bautista Agut. After a difficult second half of the season, Pouille hired Amelie Mauresmo as his new coach. "It feels great. It has been a tough match against Borna. He is one of the best players in the world. The last time we played I lost 6-4 in the 3rd set, so I knew what to expect. A few points here and there. In the first tie-break I had 5-4 and made 2 lets and the ball went out. It was just a few details that made the difference. I am now very happy to be in the quarterfinal. The atmosphere is great here. In the previous round I played against Pouille, an Australian guy, and the atmosphere was just electric," said Pouille. Pouille has not won a set in his 3 head-to-head matches against his next rival Milos Raonic and lost in straight sets against the Canadian player in their previous head-to-head match at the 2016 Australian Open. "He is playing well. I watched the match against Alexander Zverev. I am going to be ready for it and try to reach my first semi-final," said Pouille.